Bingo. Have you ever gotten your statement certified?
Never.
Never. So this is the fraud that they pretty much commit because they understand that people are ignorant towards the what? The law. This is why you gotta understand this stuff is deeper than what you really understand. Because what they're doing is they're leveraging your ignorance to keep you in poverty. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. Right? It's no excuse. So that's the law for late payments. 15 USC 1666B. Okay. Okay, let's say you got inquiries. I'm gonna give y'all laws for anything, and these are laws we use actually today. I'm not getting this is stuff I use today, every single day, right? 15 USC 1681B states, right? It says any consumer reporting agency may furnish a consumer report under the following circumstances and no other. It says in accordance with the written instructions of the consumer to whom it relates. So if you did not give any bank or credit union the permission to furnish your consumer report or your credit report without your consent, they shouldn't. This is also like when you go to a dealership and they send your your file to 55 different banks and you get your credit report back and now you got all these different inquiries, right? Or they put information on your credit report without getting access to your consent. So this is another way you can delete anything. It says if you did not give written instructions for a company or bank credit union to furnish your consumer report, they pretty much have to get your written instructions to furnish that. If they don't get that, that means it should be deleted as well. Okay? But this is something that we pretty much use for inquiries, right? To get rid of negative, to get rid of inquiries that are not on open accounts. Okay? Now, gets heavier. Okay, so this is dealing with what is called exclusion. So 15 USC 1681A. It's two that we need to focus on. So 15 USC 1681A, the number 2, the letter A, the letter I. Okay? 15 USC 1681A 2AI. So what it says is this. It says, right? It says the term consumer report. So I like to say credit report because we all just to make it simple, right? So the term credit report, it does not include any, let's read any report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer. Now, who is the consumer?
Me.
We are.
We are.
It says the credit report, the term credit report does not include any report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer, which is us, and who? It says person,
Making
right?
the payment, making a report.
It says person. So let's look a little deeper. We click the word person. It says any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative, association, governmental subdivision, agency, or other what?
Entity,
right? So what kind of entities are they talking about? They're talking about banks and they're talking about what?
Financial institutes. Yeah, credit unions, financial
right?
institutes.
So it's saying, check it out. It says that your report does not include any report, right? Containing information solely as to transactions or experiences. What are some transactions or experiences that are negative on your report?
Credit cards.
Okay. So what
Loans,
about credit cards?
Late payments.
So late payments. What else?
Repossessions.
Okay. Repossessions. What else? Collections. Right.
Medical bills.
Okay.
Medical bills.
Right. They go into collections, things like that. What about a charge off?
Oh yeah, charge off. Yep.
So those are all transactions or what? Experiences between you as the consumer and financial institutions that make the report. But what is it saying though, guys? It's saying your credit report does not include any report that contains information that deals with your transactions or your what? Experiences. So if you had late payments, if you had charge-offs, if you had any of those type of transactions or experiences between you and the bank, that should not be reported on your what?
Just your positive.
That shouldn't be on your what?
Credit report. On your
Your credit
Consumer
card.
report.
Bingo. Yeah, did y'all see that? Did y'all even know that in the law that your credit report shouldn't include late payments as transactions, charge-offs, right? Repossess. See, none of that stuff should be on your report based upon the law. But like I told you guys, if you're ignorant to the law, then there's no excuse. This is why they are taking advantage of you guys, right? And the reason why they're doing this is because every call I say this, right? If you have bad credit, what kind of cars do you have to get access to if you have bad credit, right? If you want to live in a certain neighborhood, what kind of neighborhoods do you get access to when you have bad credit? See, did y'all ever think about that? See, they changed the bars. Oh, now they can't redline you, but they won't redline you. But now what they'll do is they'll put negative items in your credit report, and then they will keep you in certain areas, right? See, they'll let you only drive certain cars because of your credit, or you can't live in this area because of your credit. Or what they'll do is they'll charge you interest rates that you can't afford, so they'll take more money out of your paychecks and things like that, so that way you don't get a chance to afford a nice type of living for you and your family. Do y'all understand how serious this is when it comes to creating generational wealth and how you kind of been playing around with it?
Yep.
Really understand what see, this is the thing. I understand that. See, when you're in a fight against corporations, principalities, right? But if you don't really understand the fight, this is why so many people lay down. And see, you either have one or two choices. You either get down or you lay down. That's how they're treating you. Now, who wants to just get down and lay down? Let me know if that's just you. If that's you, I get it. That's just not me. I'm not with you just getting down and laying down, right? I'm here to fight, right? So it's just understand that they will leverage your ignorance, because if you don't know the law, what happens is this is how they keep you in certain neighborhoods, keep you driving certain cars, keep you in certain environments that are not conducive, not only for you, but for your kids that you want to create generational wealth for. Do y'all understand how important this stuff is? Okay, why do you think I'm so passionate? Y'all probably like, this is why I'm so passionate, guys. Because at the end of the day, this is what will stop you from creating generational wealth for you and your family. This will keep your kids in certain environments around certain people. And then when your kids grow up to get in certain and doing certain things as adults, the reason is because they were in certain environments they didn't have to be in, only because you didn't access the information that you needed to change your family future. So deep, right? That's why they create projects, because they want to keep families in certain impoverished environments. And it's all because they lack information. They lack access to education, right? Now, another law, check this out. So we're going to go to A. So 15 USC 1681A, the number 2 letter B. 15 USC 1681A to B. Now check this out. So when we come down to, so we still here, it says the term credit report, right, does not include, let's scroll all the way down to B. Check this out. B says any authorization or approval of a specific extension of credit, directly or indirectly, by the issuer of a credit card. Now, just having a conversation, give me some extensions of credit. What are some extensions of credit, right? We know that credit cards is an extension of credit, right? Mortgages, auto loans, right? Student loans.
Student loans, yeah.
Right? Personal loans, home equity lines of credit. Those are basically different, extensions of credit. Now check this out. It says that the term credit report, it does not include any authorization or approval of a specific extension of credit, directly or indirectly, by the issuer of a credit card. So when we read this stuff, a lot of times when we click these definitions, we got to start really understanding what the definitions mean. So the term credit card has the same meaning as in 1602. Okay, so let's go to 1602. Let's go back to 1602. Okay, so we go to 1602. The term credit card, right? Okay, boom. Number I. The term credit card means any card, plate, coupon book, or other credit device existing for the purpose of obtaining money, property, labor, or services on credit. Okay, now, what kind of card do we use to get money, labor, or services on credit? What kind of card is that?
Our Social Security.
Who said Social Security? Who said Social Security?
Amanda.
Bingo, Amanda. You want to roll tonight? You here with me, right? So we basically use our Social Security card to get money, property, labor, or services on credit. So now we got to go back to the original law. And now I want y'all to read it, but I want y'all to read it properly because they use the word credit card. We're going to switch the word credit card out and put Social Security number in. Okay? Now, it says the term credit report does not include any authorization or approval of a specific extension of credit directly or indirectly by the issuer of a what? Right?
Social Security card.
Bingo. So if you use your Social Security card to get an extension of credit,
Credit.
right? Your credit report does not include that.
Hmm.
Oh, wait. I also got a question real quick, brother, if you don't mind.
Hold up, man. We got to put the questions to the end, bro. Questions to the end.
Okay, I'm
drop
sorry.
it in the chat for me. Drop it in the chat, but write it down so we can get at the end. I got a lot of information. But what I want y'all to understand is that, so basically, this is how much power and control you have over your report. If you use your Social Security number or a Social Security card to get access, right, to get access to an approval of credit, auto loan, student loan, mortgage, right, credit card, personal loan. If you use your Social Security number to get access to an extension of credit, your report should not include that.
It's everything.
Right? So why am I saying that, right? The reason I'm saying that is because anything that you really want deleted on your report, you can use this law. Of course, because we have to build credit and things of that sort, right? Of course, because we're going to build credit, we want to have things on our credit for sure. But it's saying that if you got approved for an extension of credit using your Social Security card, your credit report does not include that. It doesn't include any authorization or approval of a specific extension of credit directly or indirectly by the issuer of a Social Security number. So if you issue your Social Security number to get any extension of credit, you can have that deleted. And how do we get access to any extensions of credit without using our Social Security number?
Business credit.
Right? No, but typically, I'm gonna show you guys later on today. You gotta have personal credit. You have a Social Security number to get access to business credit, business funding. I'm gonna show you that today. So that's another myth that some of us have been told that we don't need that. See, all credit is extended predicated on our Social Security number. Okay, so I just want y'all to know. So 15 USC 1681A 2B. 15 USC 1681A, the number 2, the letter B. Okay, you can use that to get anything you want removed off your credit report if you use your Social Security number to get access to it. Right, and I didn't make this up. This is the law, guys. Right, so that's just that. Now,
The websites are.
okay, getting something removed in 4 days. Right, what does it say? It said 15 USC 1681 C-2, block of information resulting from identity theft. It says a consumer reporting agency shall block the reporting of any information in the file of a consumer that the consumer identifies as information that resulted from an alleged identity theft. Now, what is identity theft in the law? Identity theft means a fraud committed using the identifying information of another person, right? Subject to further definition. But basically, if they use your identifying information without your consent, that is labeled as identity theft. So think about what I said earlier, right? If you had a credit card with Capital One and they sold your debt to, LV&V or Portfolio Recovery Associates, and they sold the debt without your permission, they used your identifying what? Information. That is labeled as identity theft, right? Bankruptcy, right? If you file bankruptcy and then they put that on your report, they used your what?
Information.
Information, right? If it's child support. See, child support does not report the TransUnion Equifax or Experian, right? Bankruptcies, right? That is a public court record. The public courts do not report the TransUnion Equifax Experian. So what they're doing is they're selling your personal private what? Information. Without your what?
Permission.
Without your permission. Most of the stuff that you guys have can also be labeled as identity theft. So what does it say? You use appropriate proof of the identity of the consumer. I mean, if you have an ID driver's license, it says a copy of an identity theft report, right? To make a copy of an identity theft report, you can go to identitytheft.gov, and here you can get started and write your own identity theft report, right? It says the identification of such information by the consumer, so just identifying which information was resulted as identity theft. And then it says a statement by the consumer that the information is not information relating to any transaction by the consumer. So just basically stating that it wasn't a transaction that you actually, consented to, which 9 times out of 10, most of you did not consent to that, right? So this is basically what you can do. Now you can have this removed in 4 business days. This is for bankruptcies. You can use that for anything that you did not consent and they sold your information to a third party or they used your identifying information without your consent. That's information that resulted in identity theft. Right? April is identitytheft.gov. Identitytheft.gov. And how do we structure the letter? I got you. I'm going to break down exactly how we structure the letters. Just stick with me. Right? I'm going to give y'all all the game. All the game, I'm going to give it to you. There's no fluff. Okay? So this is basically, right, how you would basically have something removed on your report in less than 4 days. People are, when I say this, less than 7 days, cap. That's what, it's the law. Right? I'm just giving you guys what the law states. Okay? Now, right? Now, there's also a way that if they don't abide by this information, right? We can talk about that too. If they don't abide by this information, and I'm gonna give y'all, let me go back. So if you got collections, right? And I'm gonna also give y'all, if they don't abide by this information, how you can actually leverage the law to get access, to get money. You can get money for having bad credit. Okay. Now, 15 USC 1692C. This is pretty much what I use for all collections. Right? Here it goes. It says, if a consumer, who are the consumers?
Us.
We are. If a consumer notifies a debt collector in writing that the consumer refuses to pay a debt, or that the consumer wishes the debt collector to cease further communication with the consumer, the debt collector shall not communicate further with the consumer with respect to such debt. See, this is why people say, oh, you don't got to pay collections. No, you don't have to pay collections. It's in the law that if you tell the debt collector in writing that you refuse to pay and that you wish them to cease for communication, it says the debt collector what? Shall not communicate further with consumer with respect to such debt. This is 15 USC 1692C, letter C. This is called a cease and desist. Because all you have to do is tell them in writing that you refuse to pay a debt, right? And that you wish for them to cease communication. It says the debt collector shall cease the communication with you. Okay. Now people say, okay, well, what happens if they don't, here you go. Let's read it. It's on the law. Okay. It says, any person who willfully fails to comply with any requirement imposed under this subchapter with respect to any, who's the consumers again?
We are.
Okay, bet. So with respect to any consumer is liable to that consumer in an amount equal to or the sum of, it says any actual damages sustained by the consumer as a result of the failure or damages of not less than $100 and not more than what?
$1,000.
$1,000, or in the case of liability of a natural person for obtaining a consumer report under false pretenses or knowingly without a permissible purpose, actual damages sustained by the consumer as a result of the failure or $1,000, whichever is greater, such amount of punitive damages as the court may allow. In the case of any successful action to enforce any liability under section, the cost of the action together with reasonable attorney fees as determined by the court. Right? It says any person, who's the person, right? So any entity, any financial institution, right? Person means financial institution. So any financial institution who obtains a consumer report from a consumer reporting agency under false pretenses or knowingly without a permissible purpose shall be liable to the consumer reporting agency for actual damage sustained by the consumer reporting agency or $1,000, whichever is greater. So if they do not comply with anything under this subchapter, they owe you money. Did y'all get that? Did I make this up?
No.
This is 15 USC 1681N. You can actually get paid when these companies do not comply with the law. Okay, bingo. Right? So those are all the laws that we pretty much use to get negative items. How you get, I went through late payments, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, right? Inquiries. Was there anything I didn't get? Right? We talked about judgments, bankruptcies, all that, child support, all that stuff. Now, someone said, Mr. Brown, well, how do you structure the letters? See, I'm not going to structure the letter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start leveraging the intelligence that we have in the world. Right? something called Chat GPT, right? How much does Chat GPT cost? Anybody know?
Free. I got it
Bingo.
for free.
There you go, free. Because see, a lot of times people make excuses. You can't make excuses and change life at the same time, right? So it's free. And make sure you write that down, because too many people make excuses. Stop procrastinating. You want to change your life. You can't make excuses and change life at the same time. So this is what you got to do, right? You're gonna go in and you're gonna say, you're gonna have to prompt ChatGPT. So you're gonna say you are a consumer law expert who specializes in the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Check this out. It's going to tell you, great, I'd be happy to help you, blah, 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 right? All right, what's next? So what's next is you, instead of sending out a letter, too often the problem that I see when people are preparing their own credit is they send out letters. I want you to stop sending out letters. This is what I want you to do. Draft me an affidavit. Does anybody know why we want to use the affidavit?
No.
They're witnessing the document.
It's an official sworn statement of truth.
Mm.
Okay, so draft me an affidavit, directed to, you can say directed to Experian. They are illegally reporting a bankruptcy on my consumer report. Right, and you can leverage any of the laws I gave you that deals with this, right? Violating, let's say 15 USC 1681 A4, and you can say violating my right to privacy via done. How long did that take?
Seconds.
Talk to me. How long did that take, guy? Come on, talk to me. Right?
Seconds.
Okay, bingo. Right. Appreciate you for talking to me. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna snatch this. I mean, because now it's already brought out, right? Anybody got Microsoft Word or iPhone notes on your computer? Right. So we copy this. Right. If you got Microsoft Word, you would basically put it in there. Right, you put your name, your phone number. I mean, I would not put my phone number or my email. I would just put my name, address, right, the date, right. I would fill in whatever information, data, like the stuff that they need here, right. And I'm basically going to draft this up. Now, what's next? So now that we have an affidavit drafted, right? Now the affidavit, let's say your affidavit is drafted. What is next? What do you want to do with your affidavit?
Get it notarized.
Bingo! Congratulations. You're going to go to NotaryLive.com. NotaryLive.com. What does this say? Notarize your documents online when?
Anywhere, anytime.
Bingo.
And then have it send it certified.
Bingo. So now the document is out. We got the affidavit drafted, which is our official sworn statement of truth. Now it's notarized, because now that it's notarized, it's saying that it's our official sworn statement of truth. What is next? Like my guy said, we want to send it. How we want to send it?
Certified.
Okay, bingo. Guess how you can do that? You can go to onlinecertifiedmail.com.
Wow.
Bingo. Onlinecertifiedmail.com. So the affidavit is drafted, notarized from the home. Onlinecertifiedmail.com. So that means you can do this all from what?
Your couch.
Bingo.
From the crib.
From the house.
Your laptop. Your
What
laptop.
happens is people are making too many excuses to not create generational wealth or not take the necessary steps to create generational wealth. Maybe you didn't have access to the information, or maybe, right, you're lazy. Because now that we know that we can draft it, how long ChatGPT took? About
Seconds.
Second. Notary Live, that might take a little process. You got to verify your identity. They connect you with a notary. Then it gets notarized. You download your document, right? And it's gonna cost you a couple bucks, like 20 some bucks maybe. And then boom, online certified mail, you can send this right from the house. Okay.
Wow.
And these are the steps that you would take to repair your credit. The first thing you want to understand is the laws. See, I gave you the laws first because you need to understand what laws was violated or what's being violated on your credit. The second step is that you want to draft your affidavit. Third step, get it notarized. Fourth step is to send it out certified. And if you want to, be a little bit aggressive after you send it out certified, then you can go to CFPB, consumerfinance.gov. You can go here and you can submit a complaint. And you can use the documents that you just sent in, but you would basically upload that stuff to your complaint. But I would only do that after I sent everything directly to TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian.
Who do you send it to?
You would send it to the reporting agencies, and you could also send it to any banks. Right? So any banks or financial institutions that you're beefing with or that's trying to beef with you, you can send it to them. You can also send it to, the reporting agencies, whoever is reporting the negative items on your consumer profile. Okay? So those are the necessary steps that you would take to remove, any negative items on your credit. Right? So those are just the steps. I'm just showing you exactly what you can do to do it yourself. Right? Simple. I gave you all the laws that you would need, right? Now, this is how you basically take a look at like breaking down violations, right? Because like this right here is a collection account. So when it's a collection account, I'm going to show you now a couple of things is there's going to be accounts in your credit that are violating multiple violations at the same time, right? You don't want to draft your letter and put all the different violations that one account violated, right? Because sometimes they'll come back and say verified, and because you put all the different laws in there, you have nothing else to fight back on, or like the basic come back on, right? So what you want to do is you want to stand on one law anytime so if you see something that is violating one law is enough to get it deleted off your report, right? One law. So let's even look at this collection profile, right? And I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. So this collection, if you look at account type, TransUnion has an open account, Experian has a collection, Equifax has a collection. Can you have an open account that's open and it also be in collections?
No, it cannot.
Bingo. So
No.
that's a violation of 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, right? Accuracy of your what? Your report. Y'all follow me? Right? Because that means that your report is now not being reported accurately, right? If you look at the last reported dates, one of them doesn't even have a date. Two of them do. One of them don't. Is that accurate? No, right? If you look at the dates last active, two of them have the same date. One of them has a different year. Look at the dates last active, right? Can't we see that Experian has it as 2019 last active, but the other two has it last active in 2023? Is that accurate? No. So they violate several inaccuracies. Now, this is also a collection account. By being a collection account, they also violated your right to what?
Privacy.
Bingo. Violate your right to privacy. That's another law that was violated, right? Right. This is also because they sold the debt to a third party without your consent. What else is this a violation of? Right? We talked about it. Let's see who get this one. If they sold the debt without your consent, they sold your personal private what?
Information.
Bingo. So
Identity.
What is
Identity.
that? Bingo. Y'all see how many violations on this one account? Right? So it's inaccurate reporting. They violated identity theft. They violated the right to privacy. Right? So they have multiple different laws they violated. So what happens is I don't want y'all to get discouraged. If y'all send a letter in to get something removed off your report and it comes back verified, what do you think? What do you think that you have to do?
Send another letter.
Send another letter.
Follow up with the next law.
Using a different law. Bingo. See, don't think that, right? Oh, Mr. Brown's to this. I'm just going to wipe it. No, look, you got to understand you're up against people that want to keep you poor. They want to keep you poor. They're also making money and monetizing off your ignorance. So don't think that you're not going to have to fight. If you think that creating generational wealth is easy, then everybody would do it. So you got to be up for the fight. Don't just think. Now, sometimes you send everything in, boom, it gets right deleted. But if it doesn't, be ready to fight because you got to fight for your last name. You got to fight for your kids. You got to fight to create generational wealth. You got to fight to get out of poverty. And you should be willing to do whatever it takes, right? What was Martin Luther King willing to do when it came to his dream?
He was willing to die for that.
Die for the dream that we live today. The fact that we all on the same Zoom call is the same dream that he was willing to die for. Are you willing to die for your dreams? Are you willing to die to give your family the things they deserve? Are you willing to die for your kids? Are you willing to, and you're not even gonna have to die sending out letters, but I'm just saying you should have that energy to be ready to do whatever it takes to get to the next level. Is everybody following that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Boom. Right. So I talked about, identity theft already, right? But these are some of the things you can use it for, right? Student loans, bankruptcies, collections, child support. In terms of your student loans, if your student loans are still reporting positively and you don't have late payments and they're not negatively affecting your credit, do not touch your student loans, guys. Right? Don't touch them. If they're still reporting, accurately, they don't have negative items on it, no late payments, don't touch them. But just showing you this is how you can get that stuff removed right away. This is one of my guys, the guy that got $289,000 in funding. He had bankruptcies on his credit. We were able to remove the bankruptcies and basically position him to get $289,000 in business funding. Okay. Now, the next thing is basically how you get funding, right? And this is now going to go into how we structure your actual business so that you can qualify for the $500,000. Because the thing about funding is this, guys, that you can get up to $250,000 just on a personal business. If you have a business, you can get another $250,000, $300,000. You can get $500,000 if you put your personal business together. Most people don't understand the power of just even being able to get access to capital. I don't know if y'all ever seen The Tender Swindler, a crazy movie, but in The Tender Swindler, if y'all ever seen it, the lady, and she's a cool movie. It's a cool story. But the lady got access to thousands upon thousands of dollars in capital with no LLC. So just so you understand, you can have no LLC and still get access to up to $250,000. I've seen people do it all the time. But if you got an LLC, then you'll get access to another $250,000. That's how you get access to $500,000. Okay. So when you're structuring your business, the first thing is that you do want to set up an LLC. With your LLC, you want to make sure that it's not in a risky industry. You don't want to do trucking. You don't want to do real estate. Those are just some things that come to mind. But too often people want to do trucking and real estate, and those are very risky industries. So a couple of things that you want to do is you want to name your LLC where it doesn't get classified to a certain industry. Okay. So, my LLC is called SBS Global, right? Struggle Before Success, short SBS Global, right? You can do, I see Darrell Brown, it could be DB Solutions, right? It could be DB Enterprises, right? I see my guy, Wyatt Perkins, right? It could be WP Solutions, WP Enterprises, right? So what happens is you just want to set up the LLC where it doesn't really have a risky name. Okay. Once your LLC is set up, you can get your EIN for free. You can get the EIN by going to irs.gov, getting a free EIN number, right? Your EIN number is your social security number for your business, right? It's really the number that identifies your business and allows you to get employees. It's the proper term is employee identification number. Okay. Now for your business phone number, when you get a business phone number, guys, you want to make sure you get a 1-800 number for your business, 1-800 or 188. Too often people go and set up a business phone line and they get an area code, right? That's to their state. Now, what you can do, if you still want to make sure when you call people and it has an area code that people are familiar with, you can connect that 1-800 number so that you can connect the way when they call, when people call or whatever, it'll basically pop up as a number that's in that zip code or in that area code, right? But when you're doing applications for business funding and set up different bank accounts and business bank accounts, you want to make sure that you use your business phone number as a 1-800 number, right? Because it makes you look more legitimate. Think about it. We call Walmart, Kmart. If we call Amazon, what kind of numbers are we calling?
1-800.
Bingo. So you always want to structure your business to make it look like, right? To make it look like you're someone who wants to get access to capital that plans on running a very successful business, right? For your business email, when we send emails out to different businesses, what's usually an email that we see? It's usually at thecompany.com, right? So you want to set the same email up for your, info at yourcompany.com, right? You can do, support at yourcompany.com. But those are the ways you want to set the email. So business email, business phone number. You want to also make sure you have a brick and mortar address for your business, right? You don't want to use a home address. How many people think if you go to a bank and you want to get access to capital, that if you have a home address that they feel you need 50,000 or 100,000, but you got your business is registered to your home address, right? See, we have to. What you always want to do, and write this down. If you want to make money like corporations, you need to start thinking like one. To make money like a corporation, you need to think like a corporation. The problem is that people want to make corporation type money, but they have employee type thinking. And you can't do both. Right? So physical address, you want to have a brick and mortar address. One of the ways you can get that is going to Regus, which is Regus. Regus is a good way. You can also go to Opus Virtual Offices. Opus, OPUS, Virtual Offices, right? Those are just two that kind of stand out. Another smooth thing that you can do is you can go on your whatever state you in or whatever state you set your business up in. You can go to Google and on Google, whatever state you set your business up in, you can look for a registered agent, right? So you can Google registered agent in your state, and usually that's another way that you can also get a business address by getting a registered agent in your particular state that you set your business up in, right? And usually that's a lot cheaper. Now for your business email, where you want to go for the business emails, you can go to Ionis, right? And somebody dropped some stuff in the chat as well, right? Ionis, you can go to ionos.com for your business email. Your business email from ionis.com can be $1 a month. $1 a month, right? Business email. For your business phone number, you can go to Freedom Voice, so freedomvoice.com, or you can go to Ring Central, RING Central, Ring Central for your business phone number. Okay, and that's how you can set up a 1-800 number. Also, how you can get your business email. Same thing for your business address, right? Just giving y'all some options there. Okay, now you can use InkFile. They changed the name to Bizee, BIZEE. You can look up InkFile; it'll still pop up. Another one that I like is Ink Authority, right? Ink Authority is another place that you can also set up your LLC as well, and they will kind of walk you through those different steps. Okay, I talked about the business phone number, business email. Okay, now once you have all that stuff structured, the next thing that you want to do is go to listyourself.net, listyourself.net, and you want to basically put your business in listyourself.net. Right? Listyourself.net, because what that is like a 411 for your business and things of that sort. So you want to kind of put that, put your business out there so you can start doing that. You can also get a business website made as well. I wouldn't spend too much time on that, but just having something there that, as a professional, you can go on Fiverr, Upwork, and kind of have someone build you a nice little business website as well, right? Something that doesn't look too risky, right? Now, another thing that's very important, right, is that when you want to get access to business funding, a lot of times the issue is that you don't have the proper, what they call comparable credit. You might want to write this down. It's called comparable credit, okay? And what that means is that, like, on your personal credit, right, on your personal credit, if you don't have limits that are like, sometimes they say credit cards that are $2,500 or more, or if you don't have credit cards that have $10,000 limits or more, a lot of times you don't have comparable credit, which means that when you go to do business funding applications, business credit cards, lines of credit, things like that, you'll get low limits because they don't see on your personal credit that you've already been able to handle higher lines of credit. Does that make sense? Right? Yeah. It would be like if someone in your neighborhood, you usually sold like 5 lemonades, and then, they came out and had 100 lemonades. You be like, dang, bro, you really, you went from 5 lemonades, now you selling 100 lemonades. It's too much of a big jump. So one of the things that you want to do, and one of the plays that you can run, is something called Lightstream. Now, Lightstream, sometimes people use it for debt consolidation. Sometimes what people do is you can actually do a auto loan with Lightstream, but you don't even have to buy the car. Okay. Now, it's going to tell you that on this application that you have to have good credit. Good credit, right, is the same screenshot that most of you were supposed to take earlier when I broke down what your profile needed to look like, right? So application type, we're going to do individual, right? Select the loan purpose. I like to do use auto purchase from individual, okay? How'd you hear about us? Online. Zip code, you can put any zip code in. So I'm going to put a zip code in here, right? Loan amount, I like to do anything 35 to 50,000. So let's just say we do 40,000. Loan term, you can do 72 months. I would choose auto pay so I can get the best rates. As you see, auto pay, you get 50% lower than invoice. Go to continue. Okay. Now this is I should have showed y'all that. Let me go back. On here, it says that it says loans are made only to who?
Individuals.
So this is not for businesses, guys. So why am I showing this? Because at the end of the day, the reason I'm showing this is because this is so that you can have what is called comparable credit. So that when you graduate to go get your business credit cards, your business lines of credit, right, your no-doc loans, that you have personal credit that can basically say, hey, I can handle this and I can do larger lines on the business side. Does everybody understand? Drop a 1 in the chat if you hear with me, you understand what I'm saying. Drop a 1. Who's still here with me? Very wise. Perfect. Okay, drop a 1. Drop the 1s. Okay. Just so I can know y'all here with me. Okay. So these are not for these loans are not made to businesses, these are made to individuals. So you're gonna put your first name, your last name, your email address, your home address, right? You're gonna put your cell phone number. Now, time at current address, right? What I see so many people do it when they get the time at current address, they'll put 1 year, 2 year. Oh, I just moved here yesterday. No, you don't want to do that. Anytime you're filling out an application, you always want to do 5 years or more at your current address. Why do we want to do that?
Stability.
Bingo, stability, right? Now, some people might say, oh, I don't like the lie, Mr. Brown. I don't like, hey, look, I'm just telling you what's going to get you the bet. I'm just here to tell you what's going to get the funding, right? But I'm going to tell you right now that you always want to do 5 years or more because you want to show stability, right? Now, if you have a mortgage on your credit, put that you own, because when they pull your credit report, they're going to see the mortgage. But if you don't have a mortgage, then you put rent, right? You're going to put your social security number, your date of birth, right? Your last 4 of your driver's license. You put the United States here, right? Work status, right? You always want to put employed by other. Too often, even if you own a business, right? What happens is, what I see people do all the time, they'll put self-employed in their application. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say, like, if you think from a bank standpoint, do you think a bank, what do you think a bank thinks is more stable? Someone who gets a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, or someone who's an entrepreneur who makes money, like, who can make money anytime? Like, who do you think a bank would think is more stable?
An entrepreneur, because they can get multiple streams of income. A person who they only rely on one source, and that can stop at any time.
For sure, that's in the real world. But see, the way banks think, right? See, banks look at it as someone is stable, as someone who's guaranteed to get that what? Paycheck. Right? Because you're guaranteed to get paid every week or every 2 weeks. Now, I personally don't believe that. I personally think it's better to be an entrepreneur, business owner. Right? That's why I haven't had a job in 9 years. I'm mentally unemployable. I couldn't see, I can't see myself working a job. Right? But what I understand, right, and what I'm always going to tell you guys is that what's going to get you access to what? The capital. Right? So you want to put employed by other. Now, sometimes what you can do, if you own your own business, then you can put your business here. So whatever your name of your LLC is, you can put that there. Another thing that I would suggest, right, depending on your situation, is I would put the job that you currently work at or a job that you have worked at that's already on your credit report, right? So I will put, the company name there that I work at. Now, for occupation description, right, I suggest on occupation description using a upper level management or upper level executive type of position. Why? Why do you think I would suggest that?
More trust and income.
Who said
higher salary?
She whispered it. Somebody whispered it.
More trust, more income.
More income. More income, right? Higher salary, like my guy said, right? So occupation description. I don't care if you're a janitor, right? If you're a janitor, put regional director of I don't know, whatever that industry would be, right?
Mops.
I don't put mops, right? But you know what I'm saying, of janitor services or something, right? Because someone has to run the whole entire position, right? The whole entire thing of the company. So just understand that whenever you're filling out the application, do an upper level management position, put the company name, put the company address, right? Then it's going to ask you time with current company. How long do you think you should say you've been working with the company?
5 years or more.
Or more. Why?
Stability.
Bingo. See, all of that still plays the same role, right? I don't care if you just started your job yesterday. Now, my job is to tell you what to put on the application so you can get the funding. Whatever you want to do morally, that's up to you. But I'm telling you what's going to get you the bag, right? Now, annual salary, right? Too often, another thing that I see, another major mistake that I see people do is they will put, oh, I only make $40,000 a year, Mr. Brown. Or I make $50,000, I make $75,000. But you want to get $40,000, $50,000. Why would they give you more than half of your yearly salary?
They
Doesn't
won't.
make sense. right? So a good amount that I would tell you guys to put down. Now, if you make more, put more, but I would do 97,000 on a minimum to 147,000 for my annual salary. Okay, 97,000 minimum, 147,000 maximum. Now, if you're doing, and write this down, this is very important. If you're doing an American Express application, personal application, or a Discover personal application, put your put your income at 75,000, unless you make more and you can prove it. And this is for American Express personal or Discover personal, because those two companies are prone to asking for tax returns, 4506Ts, things of that sort, right? And if you can't really provide it, they still approve you, but they'll want you to kind of provide that paperwork. But if it's not American Express or Discover, 9 times out of 10, okay, 9 times out of 10, you can use the same numbers I gave you, 97,000 minimum to 147,000 maximum, unless you make more, which some of us do, you know, and you can put that down. Okay. Do you have any other annual income? If you do, you put that. Typically, I to keep that clean. For monthly housing costs. Now, if you have a mortgage, put your mortgage down, because they're going to see on your credit report. You don't want to lie about that. If you don't have a mortgage, keep it between $900 and $1,200. All right. Somebody said for Amex. Oh, 75,000. 75,000, guys. Right. Right. So, for a total monthly housing cost, put it at $900 to $1,200. Unless you have a mortgage, put your mortgage down. And then these numbers you can kind of, you know, if you got some equity in your home, put that down. If you got, you know, if it was me, I'll put some money in the checking and savings. I'll make it look like I got something, you know, and retirement assets. But this is basically how you would fill this out. And the reason we're doing this, guys, is so that we can have comparable credit, so that when we go for this business funding, business credit cards, no doc loans, that they see that we've been able to handle this type of funding before. Does everybody understand that? Drop a one in the chat. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's again?
See, people distracted. Wealth information being told, right? I see some ones, and somebody said, "What? We don't have to prove our income." Nope, not when you have good credit. 9 times out of 10, when you got good credit, you don't have to do that at all, right? So that's just that. Now, business credit applications. Let's say we go to Chase. We set the LLC up. We got everything set up. This is basically how we would fill out our business credit cards. Okay. So what happens with Chase is you can get a 2.5% cash back. I would kind of go with this right here because you get 0% interest for the next 12 months, right? So with business credit cards, these credit cards do not show up on your personal credit. So when you can apply for these, they're still going to pull your personal credit and do an inquiry on the personal, but when you get approved for them, they will not show up on your personal credit. All right. So I hit apply now. Right. So we're going to go down. Now for authorizing title, I never put owner, because when you think about most businesses, the owner is not the one out looking for capital or doing different things to find capital. Right? Most businesses. So you don't want to put owner. So I would do president, vice president. So for now, we'll put president, right? You're going to put your first name, your last name, right? Your date of birth, right? Your mom's maiden name. You're going to put your social security number, right? You're going to then put your home address and things where you live at, right? Your email, your phone number, right? All that stuff in, right? What did I say we should put for gross annual income?
97 to 140.
Right. Okay, bet. So y'all got that. So 147 or whatever, right? That's what you put for your gross annual income. When you come down, now they're asking for the business. So first they ask you for all your personal information. Then they're now going to ask you for the business information, right? So you come down, we have an LLC here, right? You're going to put your business legal name, you know, what you want your card to say. If you have a DBA or doing business as, I don't really do that. So I would put no. For number of employees, if you're a small business, I would put 1 to 4 employees unless you have more employees. Following, you're going to put your EIN number down. It says, we'll send your card to your business physical address. Is your business physical address the same as your personal address? What should we put?
No.
Bingo. Okay. So what do we want to put? Our business address down. It says our business phone number. What kind of phone number should that be?
1-800.
Bingo. Okay. So the date that you started your business, right? Now, annual business revenue. Okay. Annual business revenue, right? When it comes to annual business revenue, what they're asking you for is what is called a projected number of business. If you just started your business a year ago, or less than a year ago, right? That means you haven't filed taxes yet. Even if you had been in business for longer than a year, sometimes you still haven't filed taxes yet, right? So what this is basically asking you is for a projected revenue that you projected doing your business. Now, if it's me, right, I like to say I'm going to do anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million, right? $500,000 to $1 million. I already know somebody asking, are they going to ask you to prove that, Mr. Brown? No, because they're asking you for your projected, what you project to do. Now, I like to think big. See, it takes the same energy to think small as it to take big. So if it was me, I'd just rather think big, right? So if it was me, for your annual business revenue, you can do anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million that you project that you're going to do in your business. Okay? For your estimated monthly spend, you know, I like to do anything from, I would say 20 to 40,000, right? And those ranges 15 to 30 or 20 to 40, because another thing is that they want to see that you're going to be spending this money on the business. They want to see you're going to be scaling and growing your business. And most people that scaling and growing the business, they have business expenses, right? So percentage of ownership. Now, this is a play for any of you who have bad credit. And this is where you can kind of, this is a play. So if you have bad credit, what you can do is right here where it says percentage of ownership, you can find what we call a credit investor, okay? A credit investor is not someone that invests capital from their bank or the money that they already have. What they're doing is they're leveraging their good credit, right? They're going to leverage your good credit with your business, right? They're going to leverage your credit with your business. So you leverage their good credit with your business. You're going to put down, you would use all their information at the top, when it said their name, you know, address, all their information, and you would come down and say they own 25% of the business. Because anybody who owns 25% of the business is now able to apply and do applications on behalf of the business. Does everybody understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, if you don't have bad credit and you're not looking for a credit investor, then you can just go and say you own 100% of the business, right? And then basically now, if you're the person with bad credit and you put that they own 25% of the business, what you would do is you would come in and add yourself as an employee of the business. So you would do add employee, and then this is how you would get an employee business. You would get an employee business credit card. Y'all following? And this is how you could basically get access to the capital. Now you're going to get 0% interest for up to 12 months, right? And essentially, now this is basically what you would do to fill out a business credit card application, so that you can get access to the capital.
Where do you find the credit investors?
That's a great question. If you don't have any credit investors, you need to change your network, change your friends, change people you hang around, bro, because you want to hang around people that if you went to them and you can have that conversation, these are people that are business owners, entrepreneurs, people that have like minds that want to do the things you want to do, right? Because another thing is I think if you're inviting somebody to be a credit investor, bro, you don't want to invite, you know, if you ever seen the McDonald's movie, they invited Ray Kroc in and he took everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to Ray Kroc, but you know, they invited him in and he just, you know, he came and took the whole business right from under their feet, if you ever saw that, right? So really it would be about getting access to certain relationships of people that you would want to deal with, that you can have that conversation with. If that makes sense, right? So that's pretty much how you would basically fill out your business credit card application. Now, one of the things that's very important when it comes to like just funding yourself and in this funding process, right, is putting yourself in position to know what banks pull from which reporting agencies. Okay, this is very important. It's knowing which banks pull from what reporting agencies, right? So another thing that you can do in funding, right, if your credit is the way it needs to be, is called a shotgun. It's called a shotgun method, or really, we call it a credit stacking method. So I know, and I'm going to give you guys a brief little simulation of what I'm talking about, right? But I know that Bank of America pulls from Experian, okay? Now, another thing that's very important is that Bank of America has a rule. You might want to write this down. It's called the 2-3-4 rule. Right, 2-3-4, meaning this. Write this down, y'all. Drop the 2. If you still hit me, drop 2-3-4 in the chat so I can make your. I know y'all here with me. Drop 2-3-4. And success loves speed. So the faster that you do it, the faster I know that you hit me, the faster I can give y'all more information, right? But they have what is called a 2-3-4 rule. Bank of America basically states you can get 2 credit cards in your first 3 months. You can get 3 credit cards in your first 12 months, and you can get 4 credit cards in total from Bank of America. 2 your first 3 months, 3 your first 12 months, 4 in total. Right? Y'all following, right? 2-3-4 rule. So if I don't have any credit cards at Bank of America, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, if I have no credit cards with them at all, I'm going to basically go in and get 2 credit cards at the same time. The way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to apply for a personal credit card, Bank of America, because they give you 0% up to 15 months, right? But you also can do a business credit card with Bank of America at the same time. That's it. I like cash rewards, right? So now I'm going to basically pull up both of these applications at the same time. I have the bank, the personal, right, which is 0% up to 15 months, and then for the business they have 0% up to 9 months. Up to 9 months on the business credit card, 15 months on the personal credit card. That's 0% for up to how long? If you put them both together, how long is that? 2 years. Yeah, it's 2 years. 2 years of 0%, right? Now, I know that Bank of America pulls from Experian, right? So next is we want to find a bank that also pulls from Equifax. Well, I know that Truist pulls from Equifax. Right? Truist pulls from Equifax. Start the application and this is basically like us starting. Are you authorized? Yes. You can start filling this out. So we got 1 credit card from Truist. They pull from Equifax. We got 2 from Bank of America. We know that Bank of America pulls from Experian. Now, I need another bank that pulls from who? If I got 1 that pulls from Equifax, 1 that pulls from Experian, I need 1 that pulls from where?
TransUnion.
Bingo. Okay.
Experian.
No.
Marcus GM, right? So GM Business MasterCard. Check this out. I can apply for this card. It says no impact on my score. And I know that Marcus pulls from TransUnion. This is why the secret lenders list is so important, guys, because you need to understand what banks is going to pull from what reporting agencies. See, we just automatically think these are so many myths and things we don't know. We just think we go to a bank, we go do an application, they pull from all 3. Well, some banks do, but most banks only pull from 1. Some banks pull from 2, but you need to know who they pull from. But most banks only pull from 1 reporting agency. And the reason being is because every time an inquiry is done, the bank has to pay Experian, pay TransUnion, or pay Equifax for the report. Right? So think about it from a bank standpoint. Are you going to pull from all 3? If you got to pay all 3 every time you get a report?
No way.
No way. Right? Banks in the business of making money, not spending money. Right? So this is why you got to know what banks pull from who. So now we have, so just so you understand, we have 2 applications for Bank of America, 1 personal, 1 business, right? We got a Truist business application up, and we also have the Marcus GM application up. 1 pulls from TransUnion, Marcus GM, Truist pulls from Equifax, Bank of America pulls from Experian. So we have 4 credit card applications up at the same time. Y'all following, right? 4 applications up, same time. Now, if I want to get approved for all 4 applications, this is what you got to do. You go in and you would fill out everything for this business credit card, right? I already showed you how to fill out that. I'm not going to show you how to fill out again, right? Come in, you're going to basically fill out everything for the personal credit card, right? You're going to go to Truist, fill out everything needs to be done here. Go to Marcus GM, fill out everything becomes here. Now, how would you basically get approved for all 4 at the same time? What do you think you would need to do to get approved for all 4 at the same time?
Press send at the same time.
So you would fill out everything first, right? And then you would want to send all the applications in when?
At the same time.
At the same time. And as long as your credit profile is the way that it needs to be, as I showed you guys earlier, you would get approved for all 4 credit cards. But how many inquiries would you get?
1.
You would get 1 across the board. That's 4 credit cards on 1 inquiry. If you got 10,000 on all 4 of them, then you just got $40,000 on 1 inquiry. How long would that take? See, this is why I took this stuff serious, because you can borrow money faster than you can make it. See, how long would it take y'all to get $40,000 at your job?
10 minutes.
That's like months.
Right. Sometimes, right, at your job, it would take. Sometimes, like, depending on where you work at, some people don't make $40,000 in a year.
True.
Some people, it might take you 3 months. Some people might take you 5 months. So the biggest thing you got to understand about money is that success loves what? Speed. It's how fast can you get to the money? Because once you have the money, now you can flip the money. You can scale. You can grow your business, right? You can leverage this money, this capital, to now make you more what?
More money.
More money. right? And this is why I take this stuff seriously. So this is just showing you how you can get 4 credit cards. Some people go through the process and get 60,000. Some people get 100,000, right? Some people get 20,000 a piece. That'd be $80,000. Took you 10 minutes to do that. But some people gotta go to work. You want to go to work all year, but you're not gonna get access to 80,000 at one time. Y'all following? So these are just the ways of why I took some of this stuff very seriously. Now, these are what are called bank rules. So there's certain bank rules you gotta know. 1, who they pull from, and then 2, right? The reason Bank of America played 2, 3, 4 is because I understand the different rules that Bank of America has in place. These are things they never taught us, guys, but these are the things that basically will allow you to get access to capital when you understand this information. All right. Now, another thing that's very important is credit unions, right? Because with credit unions, they have I call it the credit union hack. The thing that's different about credit unions, right, is that when you go to do an inquiry from a credit union, one of the hacks with credit unions is that your inquiry is good for anywhere from 30 to 60 days. So basically, you can go to a credit union and do an inquiry today, get approved today, go back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? You can do another inquiry, and they still will use the one that you did earlier that month. Are y'all following?
Yeah.
And you can get a different lending product. So sometimes you can get a personal loan, go back, do a credit card, right? You can go back and do a line of credit, right? Like some of these credit unions, you can literally do, like multiple different lending products, right? Multiple different lending products you could pretty much do, but your inquiry is good for 30 to 60 days, right? And this is just showing you. So make sure you guys take a picture of, who they pull from. Same thing. You still want to know who they pull from. One thing that you want to call, if you want to find out, is you call and ask, hey, who do you guys pull from? And then 2, how long is my inquiry good for? Is it good for 30 days? Is it good for 60 days? Very important information. Okay, you can call. Now, another thing about credit unions, people always say, and I hope y'all took a screenshot. Another thing about credit unions, they say, okay, well, don't you got to be a member? You sure do. Right? So you can go to this website. I'm going to give y'all right here. This website right here will give you access to multiple different credit unions as a member for only $8 a year. $8 a year. So you can go to this website, get access to multiple different credit unions, $8 a year. Okay, and this is basically how you can get around not being a member, right? Another thing that's really important is banknet.com. Because our banknet, what this pretty much does is give you, like, wherever you are, you can basically see what banks are in your actual area. Okay, what banks are even in your area, what credit unions are in your area, right? And this is basically a tool that you can leverage to kind of figure out what lending institutions are in your area, what's the best ones to go to that's in your state. Right? It's called ibanknet.com. Okay. So these are just some of the tricks of the trade, right? Knowing who they pull from, going to ibanknet.com. Very important details that you can leverage to pretty much go out here and get access to capital, right? Just knowing what banks are even in your area. Some banks are not in your area. And it's just really important to kind of know what banks, what credit unions and things like that are actually in your area. I don't know. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just him. All right, perfect. Right. So our banknet now. Perfect. So another thing that I like to do when it comes to funding is understanding that certain banks like for you to be in business for 2 years or longer, right? 2 years or longer. Now they like you to be in business 2 years or longer if you want to get access to lines of credit and no doc loans, right? So usually for business credit cards, right, the ones I talk are 0% interest, you don't have to be in business for 2 years. But if you want to get access to capital, like in terms of line of credit for a business or a no doc loan, okay, you got to be in business for 2 years. So one of the things that you would do is you can come to this website right here, wyomingcompany.com, and you can get access to what we call shelf corporations, right? Usually what you would look for is you would look for a company that's already 2 years or older, right? And when you look for a company that's 2 years or older, one of the things that you want to make sure that you don't get a company that has a risky name. So even like with Direct Technology Group, that's fine. It's coming up on June 22, almost 2 years or older. Ultimate Marketing LLC be cool, right? Because another thing, when you set your LLC up, the 3 industries that you want to be in with your LLC, 1 is e-commerce, 2 is marketing, or 3 consulting. Those are the 3 industries that you want to kind of be in: consulting, marketing, and e-commerce, right? So here's Ultimate Marketing LLC. You can purchase this shell corporation. It's only about $2,000, a little bit over $2,200. Once you purchase it, what you would still do is you would still have to get an EIN number. You would still get a business address, business phone number, put it in listyourself.net, go through all the steps I went through earlier, but now you have a business that's 2 years older. The reason why this is important, right, is because certain banks, when it comes to no-doc loans and lines of credit, they want you to be in business for 2 years. Y'all following, right? And I'm going to give y'all an example of what I mean. Hold up. So like giving an example, right? Like hold on. So like, okay, this bank, M&T Bank right here, as I scroll over, they will give you $100,000 loan, up to $50,000 on a business credit card, but you have to be in business for 2 years. You have to have your EIN paperwork, your LLC filing, your articles of organization, 2 forms of ID, right? Univest Bank, $100,000 no-doc loan, have to be in business for 2 years. Regions, $100,000 no-doc loan, have to be in business for 2 years, right? PNC, Key Bank, right? These are all banks that if you have to be in business for 2 years to get access to their lines of credit or their no-doc loans. So this is the reason why if your business is already 2 years or older, you don't need to worry about this. But if your business is not 2 years or older, another hack is that you can get a shelf corporation, set up the corporation the way I told you guys earlier, and then boom, you can get access to lines of credit, no-doc loans. I like personally business credit cards myself because I like going after 0% interest, right? A lot of time when you get lines of credit, no-doc loans, you're going to pay interest. Well, on a line of credit, you pay interest the moment you use the credit or use the funding. If you're doing a no-doc loan, the day that you get that no-doc loan and it's cash, you're going to pay interest on that immediately right away. Right? So I personally like the business credit cards because I like the 0% interest. Okay? So just kind of showing you guys that. Now, another thing that's also that you can do is you can also do what is called a foreign filing with your LLC. Right? A foreign filing. So with a foreign filing, what you would basically do with your LLC is that you can set your LLC up in different states. Right? And you can do a foreign filing. So let's say you set your LLC up in Delaware originally, but then you want to be able to get funding in Florida, right? If you want to get funding in Florida, you can do a foreign filing, right? Basically going to whatever state you want to set your LLC up in, and you would basically do a foreign filing with the Secretary of State of whatever state that you want to do it in, right? And when you do a foreign filing, what you would need to get is a business address in that particular state, business address, and also a registered agent. All a registered agent is someone that basically anytime that business, like you have a business mail, paperwork, and things like that, a registered agent is someone that's basically in place or in proxy of you to get that business paperwork and deal with the business in that state, right? So you would basically register your company in a different state. It's called a foreign filing, usually like $100, right? And then now your business is legally able to do business in that state. Because it's legally able to do business in that state, you can also go to the different community banks, right, that are also in that state. Because some community banks, like every state has its own different community banks that you can bank with. Like, I just moved to Florida. They got certain credit unions and certain banks that I didn't know about in Baltimore when I was in Maryland, because those banks didn't exist in Maryland. When I moved to Florida, they have a whole different realm of banks and credit unions that actually operate within the community. Right. So what happens is if you want to do a foreign filing in any state you want to do it in, that will allow your business to operate legally in that state. And then now you can qualify for funding, in that particular state. Right. So those are just some of the tricks to the trade when it comes to, being able to get access, to capital. Right. And understanding what goes on the applications, right. How to fill everything out. basically everything that I kind of gave you guys today is everything that you would pretty much need to be able to put yourself in position to get access. Right. So another thing with liquidating, right? Sometimes you can liquidate through shopping methods, right? So one of the ways, like this, he asked one way. One way is Plastiq. Plastiq, Plastiq. Plastiq. You can liquidate your card. Melio Payments. Melio Payments is another way you can liquidate your credit card. Another thing that you can do, there are certain things that you can shop online. So like, you know, and depending on, like, let's say you shop at like, you know, some of the higher end clothing stores, you can buy some of the stuff online using your business credit card when the stuff comes in the mail. Now you got to read some of the like with some of the higher ends, you got to basically look at some of the fine print when it comes to returning items, right? But sometimes you can go and buy something online, right? Get the reward points and everything for buying it online, right? And then what you could do is you can return it, and when you return it, you can use it. You can actually have them return the money onto a debit card, right? Had to return the money onto a debit card. When you do that, what you just did was you liquidated your credit card. You got all the reward points for spending the money on the credit card. When you return the items, you had to put the cash back onto the debit card, right? So those are just some of the little ways, and we have more ways on how you can do that within the mentorship, right? So those are all the tricks to the trade when it comes to basically, you know, structuring your business, being able to get access to capital, right? And exactly how to what to put on applications, right? Exactly what you would put, and then you would leverage that capital to scale your business, right? The whole goal of getting access to business funding and capital is so you can leverage it to scale and grow your actual businesses, right? So essentially that's the knowledge. So what I basically went through is secret number one, right? Structuring your actual report, right? I went through how to remove all the negative items. I went through how to draft your affidavits, right? How to even get paid to remove the negative items, right? How to go in and do ChatGPT to draft your letters up, draft your affidavits, how to get it notarized and be able to send it all certified, right? How to structure your actual business so that you can get access to $500,000 in capital, right? Right. I talked about the Chase business credit card. I talked about the Shelf Corp, right? Talked about the foreign entities, right? So you pretty much should learn everything that we basically dropped today, if you were, you know, fine with me, right? So I do have a mentorship for anybody who wants to work with me personally, right? If you want to work with me personally, I can't work with everybody. So not looking for everybody, but if, you know, I just understand that some people really want to go to the next level in life and really want to create generational wealth. So we have a way that we can help you get all the negative items deleted on your credit, right? You're going to get access to a private community, right? We're going to basically help you fix the credit, remove the negative items, right? So I'm basically going to invite you, to anybody who wants to work with me personally, to the mentorship. Is called How to Legally Rob the Banks. All legally, right? How to legally rob the banks. Now, we're going to help you clean and restore the credit, get up to 6 figures in funding, help you fund your business. This is what you're going to get access to. One-on-one personal support with Mr. Brown, right? So I'll basically take a look at just your personal situation, one-on-one, right? And we will basically make sure we put a plan together to help you get to where you want to go. You're going to get access to our community where people are getting, you know, tons of results, right? People are getting funded, getting tons of results, right? We're going to basically remove all the negative items for you. So we kind of help you with the credit repair process. Can be a little tedious. We help you with that. We give you complete guidance on how to build your credit out. Now, when it comes to the business funding at 0% interest, you're going to get access to all the ebooks, okay? And you'll get access to certain recordings like this, where we break down how to basically do it yourself, okay? And you're going to also get access to the consumer law secret ebooks. So when some of you ask about the 1099, the bills already being paid, just some of that stuff, that's all in the consumer law secret ebooks. How to set up your trust, right? We have an ebook for that. We have an ebook for certain grants. There's a grants bundle ebook. All that stuff is in the ebooks. Okay, so we have different ebooks that you're going to get access to, right? All as a part of being involved. Now, it says the value is $11,000, but that won't be the investment, right? It should be $10,000, but that's not going to be the investment. It could be $5,000, still not the investment, right? It could be $3,000, and it'll be very worth that, because and I'm going to show you guys, we funded over $1 million in capital, but it's still not $3,000, right? But for action takers, it's usually, it is $14.97. Now, this is how this works. To get access to everything I talked about is $14.97. But today, if you took action today, right now, today, it's only going to be $1,000. Only, right? Only $1,000. Because the most important part about this is a foundation for you to create generational wealth, right? Generational wealth. Hold up. Delete that. Right. Kim, if you can drop the link that you see on the screen, change the link, right? Just the link that you see on the screen. So what happens is and it's on the bottom here, right? But basically, it's only $1,000. Now, this is how this also breaks down. Okay, you can be someone who takes action today, get the discount, only pay $1,000, right? Or we have some people, because I know people gonna add, oh, 1497, that was a great year, right? So what happens is this too. Once you take action, what's gonna happen next? You're gonna get what is called an onboarding. We're gonna onboard you. You're gonna get access to the community right away. Right? Then after you get access to the community, this is where you're going to be able to schedule your one-on-one call, right? Where you get a chance to basically meet with me, right? On your onboarding, as soon as your onboarding is scheduled, this is where we basically start working on a repair, whatever repair that you need, things of that sort. That's going to also kind of be done, right? But you're going to basically put yourself in a position to create a foundation of generational wealth, and you're going to have us hold your hand and walk you through the process. Now, for those action takers, the link is already in the chat for the people who are ready to move forward. Because think about all the information that I already gave you. If you think that that's just the tip of the iceberg, of course, it was a free class. But if you think about all the information I already gave you, which is already a wealth of information, then you can imagine what's going to happen when you get access to being able to work with me personally. When we basically show you the different applications, the different credit cards, that's the best ones to go after, exactly what's the step-by-step process with the funding. We basically break all of that down within the mentorship. And we have a Monday night call that we do every single Monday. So anybody who taps in tonight, we have a Monday night call tomorrow. On that Monday night call tomorrow, what happens is that we break down different strategies for your business. So if you're someone who's a business owner and you want to get different strategies on how to build your business, things of that sort, right? Bingo. Then we also go through that as well, and you'll get access to that call tomorrow as well, right? So as you said, there's no really discount code. It's already discount on the website. So when you go in, it's already going to be on there. All you got to do is click the link. Maybe can you help with the grants as well? That's also in the ebooks bundle. I'm going to run this play to my husband and come correct. He just gave me the green light to start my business. Congratulations, Amanda. Like, how long for the discount? It's right now. You were very great with all the information you gave. Thank you. Right. So right now, yeah, it's right now. Okay. And this is also a Q&A portion, but this is basically everything that you're going to get. And the link is also in the chat for you guys. So this is also Q&A, but the link is also in the chat. Right. And I noticed that some people, right? Some people, I know that you're ready to invest in yourself. Some people are not. Some people are going to automatically disqualify themselves for whatever reason, which is okay. Right? Can we watch this back? You can watch the playback when you get into the mentorship. This is all free game. That's why everybody's supposed to take. I told you I bring something to take notes with. And this is also Q&A. Now, before I hop into the Q&A, I will do this for those of you who I have on my Instagram. We have a 2024 results. This is for people that want to see. Right? Well, congratulations, congratulations, Juan. I see you. Alexander, I see you. Congratulations, man. Who's next? Juan and Alexander took advantage of it. Who's next? Don't procrastinate on your success, right? So this is also somebody who got 45,000 from PNC. Okay, 45,000 PNC. Here you guys go, right? Somebody got 11,000 Navy Federal. We got 61 items deleted. Bankruptcies got deleted as well. And this is all old stuff. Old as in this year, January 14th. As I go through the highlight, I have stuff that's happened from January this year all the way up until June. So if you're someone who needs to get results, don't get off the call and not tap in. Right? Right? 1,700 plus credit scores. Someone got a $55,000 play with the Navy Federal play. Right? These are all funding that we did. 15 items got deleted. That's all deleted. 73 items deleted. Okay. I'm also going to show you guys a testimonial as well. Someone who tapped into the higher program that we have. This is a $69,000 check that was funded on January of this year. A little blurry on the computer, but you know, so there's more funding. If you guys want to work with somebody who's actually getting results. Yes, if you have an I-10 number for the people that said that are immigrants, you had to have an I-10 number at least. Okay. 13 items deleted, 34 items deleted, 800 plus credit scores, right? 30 items deleted. And I'm just showing you guys results. 27. Okay, check this testimony out.
Logical Solutions. Now, before I joined Mr. Brown's mentorship program, I was driving around for DoorDash 70 hours a week, about 10 hours a day. I was making like $4,000 to $5,000 every single month. But I know I needed a mentor because I wanted to make money online. So I logged in with Chief SBS, and he helped me scale my business online to the point where now I make every single week what I used to make in a month. And last month I made 25,000. So what I would suggest is to lock in with Mr. Brown's program, and he's going to give you all the systems, all the information that you need to completely change your financial situation.
Bingo. That's his testimonial, right? Another person got funded $72,000 date this year. Okay. Right. 45 items got deleted. 43 bankruptcies got deleted. We just got a bankruptcy deleted the other day. If I scroll through. Oh, $75,000 funding with American Express. And I'm just showing you results. $31,000 Marcus GM. I mean, as I go through the funding, we did over $1 million in funding, guys. Another $45,000 approved. Okay. 700 plus credit scores. 132-point jump increase. Okay. So you guys just gotta understand, over 100K we got funded. Facts, Navy approved me for $15,000 for one of my businesses. Okay. These are just real life results. Oh, another $40,000 from Lightstream. If you look at the dates, April 8th, 2024. Okay. Oh, another 45,500 was funded. So if you, I can keep showing you our results all day. Another 37,000 was funded. So all I want you guys to see, because I know most of y'all gonna get it by now, that we get results. So if you're looking for a mentorship that's actively getting results right now, bankruptcy is getting deleted, people are getting funded, 29, like this is where you want to be. 50,000 right here, business funding, Chase. 0% interest, right? Another 40,000 was funded. You know, we just had somebody get a $88,000 line of credit, right? 75,000 was actually funded right here for a used vehicle choice. You know, so we're just showing you that people are getting results, guys. And if you want to be one of the next stories, I suggest tapping in to create generational wealth for your family. This is a $58,000, 58,000. Yeah, $500. I don't know why it's, you know, $25,000 credit card line of credit, personal approved, $100,000 for vehicle. That's $125,000 approval right there. You know, so many results, guys. Let me see. Let me get to, we had 7 weeks ago. So now within the last couple of months, as you guys see, deletions happening every single day. Another business got approved for American Express Gold. 30K was approved with Chase. 45,000. This was just approved. Up a $93,000 home equity line of credit was approved. Right. So just showing you guys results. Right. Funbox got approved for 8,000. You know, so just showing you guys more 700 credit scores. Oh, $70,000 auto loan approved. I mean, not auto loan, Navy Federal, no doc loan, 70,000 approved. And this is all recent. You know, I'm getting to the end of the actual highlight. Oh, this is my guy right here, Raphael. He just sent me this the other day. Fixed his credit. He got 3 $100,000 business platinum cards at American Express. Right? And I'm the one that basically fixed his credit. So I'm just showing you that we get real results, guys. So whoever really wants to tap in, really wants to move forward, right? There you go. That's the social proof. So now the only thing that's left is you. See, the social proof is so you can see that the only thing that's left is for you to make the investment. Because like I said earlier, success loves what? Speed. Speed. See, a lot of you still watching me right now, you haven't tapped in because what happens is that you're thinking about it. And what you're thinking about is losing. Some of you are thinking about losing rather than thinking about winning. Some people took action right away. Shout out to Juan, shout out to Alex, they took action right away. And what you're going to see is their credit score is getting raised. What you're going to see is them getting access to capital, right? So, yeah, and this is also Q&A, guys. Let me see. We other been why can we get the payback? Congratulations. You mentioned if you still have bad credit. Yeah. Can the mentorship be used for people? Yes, I answered that. Are all the books, ebooks, any paperback versions for purchase? No, most of them are digital versions. What is 1,000 plus 10% do you get funded, man? Like, basically, so if you decide to do the funding yourself, then with the ebooks and everything and all the classes that we're going to give you, then there's no 10%. Some people like to do the funding with us. So if they do the funding with us, then we basically have a 10% success fee that we charge if they're doing it with us. Okay.
I got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
The first one is that everybody's financial situation is not the same.
I understand.
So, like, I understand the cause is very good. I would like to join that, but however, I can't afford that because of my financial situation.
Don't say that, bro. The first thing you gotta do is change your words. If you change your words, you can change your life.
Well, absolutely. That's the reason why I've attended this. That's number one. No, the second question was, I know I sent you a message about the UCC 1.
Got you. That's all. That will be in the ebooks.
Okay.
That will all be in the ebooks. So if you were to get access to that, or if you wanted to kind of tap in, then that stuff will all be in the ebooks. Because the UCC 1 stuff is not like a one size fit all. So it's not a process that is always one size fit all for everybody, if that makes sense. And so that's why you would have to kind of get the access to the ebooks, walk through it. I mean, we still have a call that we do every Monday to kind of answer questions and kind of guide you through, but that would also be in the ebooks as well. I mean, in the ebooks as well. And another thing is you said about the investment, so everybody's financial situation is different. So we do have a payment plan. For anybody who wants to do a payment plan, the payment plans, where the payment plan works, there's 2 plans that we have. If you do a payment plan, then you do not get access to the $1,000 cost. I mean, investment, it goes to $1,497, but you can do either $250 as 6 payments, or you can do $500 at 3 payments. Right?
Yeah, I'm on disability. I was in a car accident and I've been kind of going through hell. So, but I was looking on, because I know, like I said, again, I still wanted to know more. I mean, you taught me a lot more than what I had before. I had a lot of this already kind of somewhat, but the biggest issue what I was having was the UCC 1.
Gotcha.
All the rest of the stuff, pretty much, I've been.
So are you saying that you already have A1 credit, bro? You don't have no negative items on credit?
I got very minuscule, like a bankruptcy, but other than that, pretty much all my stuff is pretty much, I'm at a 680 and above.
Okay.
It's just my income because I'm on disability.
Okay, well then you need to start a business, bro. What kind of business you got to start? You can't, bro. If the government has the power to feed you, they have the power to starve you.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you want to do about that? And how long do you want the government to continue to? They're not even really. They're really starving you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So how long?
That's again. That's the reason why I attended the class and I asked a couple
so
questions.
I got you. My question to you, just genuine, because you asked me a question. My question to you. So what are you going to do about it, bro?
I'm trying to work through it. I mean, because like I only get paid once a month.
Okay. What's the solution? Like, you didn't tell me a solution. What is your solution to?
My solution is try to work through it and try to get with you about this, but the payment plan, I just can't.
Could you take the stuff that I gave you for free, delete the bankruptcy, and then go get access to capital? See, I already gave you set the class. You can delete the bankruptcy right now and go get access to capital and change your life right now.
Yeah.
So it don't matter about disability. See, the problem is, bro, you're making decisions predicated on your past and not where you're going. That's why I was asking you, what's the solution? So my thing that I want you to do is I want you to, one, go get the bankruptcy, delete off your credit. I gave you all the information for free. Right?
Okay.
The disability money that you got, you should be able to go and do everything I told you to do to get the bankruptcy off. Then I also gave you information on how to get funding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So now once you do that, then now you need to take the funding and start a business, bro. Because you can't make excuses and change your life at the same time.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I was just looking at, because I really wanted to do your mentorship is what I was looking at, is what I was talking about in regards to that.
No,
I'm not saying I can't do anything else, but I was about to get your membership, your mentorship, and to get all the information that I really need, like towards the UCC one, all of that, because like I had filed a couple of times, they sent it right back to me, and then maybe there's something I'm not doing right, maybe it's something on my birth certificate that's not the right numbers or something, I don't know. So I've been trying to figure that one out.
No, I get
but
it.
yeah, so
I just gave you some mentorship, bro.
Okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I do.
No,
I really do.
No, I'm being genuine. I'm just saying, genuinely, I gave you some mentorship. It's up to you to take action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Disability don't matter. If you already got a 680 credit score, you only got bankruptcy, the disability don't matter. See, none of that matters. What matters is that there's certain steps that you can take to remove that, get funding, and get to the other side you can get to your dream life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Period. Right? But the first thing is the first thing you say, oh, I got disability. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. No, bro. And fuck the disability. What is the solution? What can you do to change your life today? Right? What decisions can you make? It ain't about the UCC one. Oh, that's going to give you access to capital. I mean, give you access to money. But then what are you going to do with the money when you get it? What is your why? Right? When you get access to the capital, do you have the business that you're going to start? Do you got the businesses you're going to scale? Like, what are you going to do once you get access to the capital? Because you can't just get access to the capital and start paying your bills.
Oh no, yeah, I got several business in mind.
Bet. So first thing is get the bankruptcy off your credit and take what the dreams is in your mind and put in action, bro. And don't keep talking about disability because congratulations. But you have things that are in your mind that you need to get action on. It ain't about the UCC one or none of that. It's about taking the information you got right now, executing on that information, and then doing what's the next steps and getting you to the next steps. Because now that you got disability, bro, now you're basically at a situation where you can go start a business and create generational wealth, and you can still get a paycheck from the government every single month.
Yeah.
So that would be that if I was you, bro, that's what I would focus on. I would do that first. See, that's mentorship. What's next is executing on it. And the second thing is don't procrastinate because too many people live in the land of procrastination. Procrastination is the biggest nation in America. Don't be in that. That's one. Two, execute on the information, bro. Too many people get access to information, don't execute on it. That's why the UCC one ain't work for you. You know why? Because you got other information you got access to. You just need to execute on that.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah.
That's how it works. Trust me. Jason, I see you got your hand raised, my guy.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I'll be back in touch, man. Because I do want to get your other information and get more mentorship. I most certainly want to get that.
For sure, bro. I can't wait to work with you, man. Run them plays.
All right.
Right here with me.
All right, shalom.
So, Jason, what's going on?
What's up, Terrell?
I'm living the dream, bro. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm living the dream too. But I was wondering if you had like an advanced class because I kind of self-taught myself. I did all this. I got a few LLCs. I ran it up. I got a few $100,000 in capital. But now I'm not paying the capital. So can I charge those off, file bankruptcy, and do it again? Why are you not paying the capital? Excuse me?
Why are you not paying the capital?
I mean, I could, but why pay it if I don't have to? It's in the business name. What's the point?
I mean, it's just an energy, bro. It would be like because if you don't pay people that you owe, what happens when people owe you money?
But I mean, isn't that the cost of doing business? Don't the banks know 90% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years, even though they're obligated to give the $50,000 worth of capital?
I mean, I'm not against that. My question is more about just understanding is doing unto others as you want done to you. Right? It's still living in a certain manner where if you put out certain things, that's what comes back to you, right? So if you do whatever you do and run it up and do what you do, that's fine. But what's going to happen when it comes back to you?
True, but that doesn't answer my question though, because I'm thinking like Donald Trump. So say I get a business, I run it up 500,000, I just file bankruptcy and do it all over again. That's the legal, legitimate way.
You can definitely legitimate. I just asked.
Not to say that I'm doing it intentionally, but I'm just I'm looking for like next level stuff. I'm not a beginner. I've been doing this for a while, but I just got a few questions. On the ins and outs.
So my question would be, what happened to the businesses that you started that you ran? Like, what happened to the businesses? Were they not profitable? I mean, what's the reason that you would say that you wanted to do the bankruptcy move?
I mean, now I'm chilling. I got like, 60 doors. 10 million in property. I used the credit cards, liquidated all the credit cards. I got a condo in Colombia. I got a farm in Cape Verde. I'm looking at something in Antigua right now. And because I'm out of the country internationally, like Antigua's British bank, Wealth Expat, you don't got to pay no taxes if their parent company's in Antigua or Dubai or St. Kitts or something like that. So that's what I'm working on right now. So now that I'm in these other countries, I really don't even want to come back to America. It's beautiful out there, and they're not even worried about my credit report or anything from America because I'm like in a totally different banking system. So now I got a mortgage in Cape Verde, I got a condo in Colombia, and I'm looking at buying something in Antigua, like I said, which is British Columbia. So now I'm working this credit system in 4 different countries. So really, why do I gotta pay it if I don't? It's in the business name, no documentation.
Well, to be honest, Jason, bro, it seems like you already got your mind made up. And you already know exactly what plays you want to run. So yeah, I mean,
because I got the money, I took the money, I got stocks, I got crypto, I got real estate. The money's generating the money, but now I'm like, why I even gotta pay him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all they're gonna do is keep calling me and sending me letters, and all I gotta do is send them a letter saying, "Stop calling me. I'm not paying you."
You can. I mean, so yeah. I mean, honestly, bro, to answer your question, you can do that. I mean, you would just have to do that. What would happen is some of that stuff would go into the personal credit. And then what would happen is you would just have to leverage the same laws and stuff that I told you to get it off. And you could really start the process all over, bro. Genuinely.
No,
so you can do that, but that's just not something that I teach or coach.
I know, but I believe before, when you first started posting, before you got into all this, you was posting something like about the Social Security card and the trust fund, and isn't everything we already taken the debt already paid for, and under the straw man or something like that? So isn't my debt already paid? That's more really what I want to get into. Not, you know what I'm saying?
So we have some consumer law secret ebooks. Really, you can get access to all that in the consumer law secret ebooks, bro. But it's just not something that I teach widespread to everybody. It's in the mentorship. But if you want to get access to the information, the ebooks do kind of break down the different steps and things you got to do, and you could definitely use it and kind of do it yourself if that makes sense.
All right.
But yeah, just to answer your question. But yes, even with the same place, you said you can run in and do it as well. To keep your good name and good credit score, always pay your bills. Okay. Any other questions? I know y'all still here. Some people still here.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know if there's any particular days of the week or times of the month or quarters that we should be particularly making sure we don't miss out on opportune times to send applications, or when we're teaching to our families or anything like that. I got a real big family. I'm 26, and it's kind of like all on me to be the winner with this. I just had my first family meeting Zoom call today, and we're going to do 2 meetings a month. And I got an app that's booming out of Texas. I brought it from Cali to Texas. I want to make sure I'm like really hip. So is there like any particular days, or, like just how that works? I've never done this before.
It's always good. It's always good. Every day is always pretty much, so not really, no. I mean, there are certain seasons that are like in holiday times and things like that. There are certain times they kind of leverage to get put more capital out there, but not like specific days or anything like that.
For sure. Thank you, bro.
Justice, you got your hand raised?
Yes, thank you for all the information that you were giving out. But my question is, you were talking about the live stream game, that you can even apply for the car loan and not buy the car and still get the money.
Yeah.
So how possible is that?
What you mean? You do it every day. Every day.
They're not going to ask for the title?
They drop the money straight into your account.
They're not going to ask for the title?
They drop the money directly into your account, bro. Never ask for the title.
Oh, wow. Man, I need to tap in with you, bro. Yeah. Okay. I'll go for the mentorship, yeah.
Let's do it, bro. Make the decision. Let's tap in. Who's next? Who is next? Link is in the chat. Who is next? I'm trying to tell you, don't procrastinate. Success loves speed. How fast do you want to get to your dream life, guys? Because the only thing you're going to do is sit there and think about it not working for you. And what's not working for you is where you at right now. That's one thing I already know. So what are you willing to do? You got to do something different to get something different. Any other questions?
I think I have one more question.
Sure. I mean, you might as well.
Okay.
Mic's off, cameras off.
Okay. I have a late payment from a closed account. The account has been closed over 2 years. I have a late payment about 3 times. And aside that, I have other good positive payments. And that's what do you think? Should I delete that account or should I contest the account? Because it's been closed, but
I would delete it.
Okay.
Delete the entire account.
Okay.
Delete the entire account.
So it's not gonna affect my age of